And here we go. Hey, you sons and daughters of the Pilots Federation, Bixby users and Alexa advocates, Void Opal runners and Lavian Brandy hoarders. I'm here with the man who brings the narrative love to Elite Dangerous, winner of the Frontier Development's Control Alt Space Film Competition, Mr. Turjan Starstone. How you doing today, sir?
Not too bad. Good evening, or good afternoon for you, where you are, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little late afternoon right here. Okay.
Yeah, or where we are in the game here. Who knows what time of day it is?
It's whatever time it is. It looks nice, man. And
it's always the same.
Okay, we're cruising in the famous Crate Mark II. Loving it.
Yeah, Crate Mark II. This is my favourite ship these days because it's a film set. Yay! You see where we are? This is Beagle Point. I'm still parked at Beagle Point. This is where we are.
Oh, nice. Okay, I've never been out here, so this is perfect.
I have. Is it worth it? No. It doesn't actually look the same as it did first time I came out here 3 years ago. It was very bland 3 years ago. It
Really?
Looks a lot better. I know it doesn't exactly look like the beating heart of the galaxy right now, but it's got a bit of an atmosphere on it now. I think that's because of all the people who were here left some atmosphere.
Gotcha. Gotta say, I love your choice of ship. This is probably still my favorite ship. I mean, it's my go-to. It's got everything. You got SLFs, you got decent jump range, you got decent firepower. I love this ship.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the reasons I picked it is because it's got the multi-role versatility, and it's also this bridge. You know, it's made for filming. Basically, is this bridge, and that's why I went with this. But yeah, it's got props on it that I haven't actually used in the show so far, but I've brought with me in case I needed them all the way out here. They didn't take too much off the jump range, so.
Okay. So where are we going today?
Don't know, actually. I mean, there is one place I do want to have a look at around here, because again, it's another place that I haven't looked at for 3 years since I was here the last time, and that is way out in this system. Because I mean, you know, this isn't as far as you can go now, but it's still a long way from home, 62,000 whatever light years, and in. Is it? I can't remember which episode it was. Episode 12, I think it was. I went out to Planet 9, which is again as far out as you can get in this system. So let's see what that looks like.
Okay.
Because things changed in the last 3 years. Let's see what that's like.
All right, let's get to it.
Engage.
It's funny how you can look at a lot of channels outside of gaming and see YouTubers just crank out multiple videos a day, and before you actually start a gaming channel, it just seems like something you could just play the game, slap some clips together, and you got yourself a video. But that's not really the case, is it?
No. Yeah, oddly enough, the first few that I did, I put them out in record order. I mean, they were pretty short. The first few videos of Turgid's Travels, and it was just footage that I was picking up along the way on the first Beagle Point expedition, and I had little ideas to go with them. But as it went on, and I started taking it sort of more seriously as a story thing and progressing, they took longer and longer to make because you put more and more effort into them. It's not the same as doing the sort of talky videos where you can. I actually find those more difficult. I mean, the documentary that I just did recently, the 50th episode documentary, I had to write a script for that was all just a talking script to do with the subject matter. I found that harder than actually writing a story.
Oh yeah,
that's how my mind works.
I bet.
I'm a bit jealous of folk like you that can just sort of you put these banter bits together for a narrative story, just to, where you're sort of narrating a bit of over the game about something in the game. I'm thinking, I can't do that. It took me hours. It took me hours to work that script out.
There's times where I have been frustrated at the time it takes to come up with an idea, write it, put together a shot list, record the footage, record the voiceover, edit the voiceover, find music, edit it all together, render it, make thumbnails, do all the SEO work. But you, on the other hand, Wow, when I first saw all the modeling and animation work you do, I was like, this guy's insane, man. How long does it take to put one of those videos together for an episode?
Actually, no, I've never actually dared time it. I've never. I don't know. It takes as long as it takes. That's the thing.
What would you guess?
You can. I wouldn't even.
Or minimum. Let's say minimum.
Wouldn't even try to guess. I have absolutely no idea putting a figure on it. I really don't. I just chip away at it till it's done. That's the thing with it. And sometimes I have a script, written. Mostly though, it's a framework. I just have a sort of general framework written out, and I stick to it or deviate from it depending on things that occur to me as I go. That's my sort of way of working with these things.
Okay.
But yeah, so you can kind of blame Ascorbius and Machine for me doing all the animation stuff.
Why is that?
I think it's payback. Well, both of them, they blamed me for getting them into doing story videos in the first place, because they saw my stuff and think, yeah, I want to do those. And I'm thinking, that's great. I mean, the more people make story videos, the happier I am, and it's great. And if I can get someone to start making things like that, then that's cool. But they started doing their own story videos, and Scorpius has always had sort of he used DAZ originally, DAZ 3D, and for his lip syncing and characters and that. And eventually, there came a scene in one of my episodes where I needed something like that, and they said, "Yeah, sure, we'll help. This is great iClone program. Yeah, great." And the moment I sort of saw it, I thought, "Oh no, I've just got to have this." So you can blame those two for making me get iClone and go full animated.
You hear that, guys? You're responsible for all the hours of work this guy had to do.
Hashtag blame them. They know. The three of us are always blaming each other for everything anyway. Let me see,
I can see that your fans really appreciate it. I mean, you've got a really positive and loyal fan base. All you got to do is scroll through the comments to see that. It's pretty dope.
It's not like the biggest viewership out there in the world, but the ones that stick with it, they watch every video, and most of them leave comments, and most of them like it. I've got a few people that don't like things, but then you wouldn't be a proper YouTube channel if you didn't have a few people that don't like that for no reason. Okay.
Agree.
It's the thing. You have to.
Agree.
Go, oh no, I'm not happy. Everyone likes it. Where's my disliker? Is he on holiday?
I hear you. Narrative is something that I wanted to do early on, but without Space Legs, I felt like it would be a little too limiting for what I wanted to do. But you kind of said to hell with that and made your own Space Legs, which I think is pretty dope.
That's the thing. I mean, originally my first ones were more like a radio episode that I'd just put pictures to, is what it came down to. But that gets limiting. It really does get limiting after a while, and you can only do it for so long. And yeah, so eventually the Space Legs thing, I had to. The stories just demanded it, and I had to come up with a way of working it out. So I cheated initially, and I used other games that had some Space Legs in.
Okay. I like that you're filling in the narrative gap right now. There's not a ton of known creators that do that kind of stuff, and so it's a good breakaway from the regular Elite Dangerous YouTube stuff.
There's not many of us out there. I'm not the first one though. Actually, it was Draven Darken with his Darken Space series. He's actually the first Elite story series out there, and I think I am literally the second. And I encountered, and that's actually, did Josh and Shibuka, did theirs actually predate mine marginally? I think they might, but it was all roughly the same time of Distant Worlds. Draven Darken was back in October in the year before. But yeah, around about then, and there's still not that many storytellers out there. There's a few. And I got most of them together in the the Elite Christmas and the Yule Tube thing.
Oh, tell me about that.
Years ago, yeah. Well, I just wanted to do a collab with everybody, everybody that I could, the whole creative team that I could get my hands on. And so I got as many people as I could involved. We had, of course, I had Scorpius Machine and Spatula. Yes, that was really where I found Spatula, because I thought, I need a sort of detective character to tie all this together, and Spatula's mad detective was perfect for that gig. And I got Obsidian Ant, Yamix, and Ghost Giraffe, and Paroxysm. As many people as I could get my paws on to work on episodes. And it was it was a lot of fun to do. It was a challenge. That's why I got Greatest in to help, because it was creative types. You're a creative type. It's like herding cats, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is. Because you got everybody that has their own schedules to deal with, and you got to get them on your schedule, and then make sure everything is where it needs to be. And yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so I got that's why I got. I'm trying to find the one specific location here. It doesn't really matter. I'm trying to close that country. Yeah, that's why I got Greatest in, because he is a consummate organizer. That's what he does. If he was in the film world, he'd be a producer. So he was the go-to guy for that, and he did an excellent job wrangling people, because I can't. I'm genetically resistant to organization. I think it's just not my bag.
Down to the DNA, huh? So I mentioned earlier that you won the Elite Dangerous film competition. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I almost didn't enter that, actually, because when they sort of put it out like that, I mean, I was going to come up with something, but the story that I came up with was, it really was just a tribute to my mum, who died the year before. I think it was just the year before. And there was I never actually got to sort of say goodbye to her at the end of that, and I thought, this is something that I can do. I can make a little tribute video like this, and it was the motivation to do it, to sort of get something done in a 4-minute script. And you think, well, can I do that? Can I work for that? But I did. I sorted all that, and then when I saw it and I got it finished, I thought, this is really very personal. I mean, do I actually want to put this in a competition? And I nearly didn't. I nearly didn't bother uploading it when I finished it. But I showed it to a couple of friends, and they said, no, you've got to put this in. So all right, okay. So that was that. So it nearly didn't happen, that one. But it's weird, even now. How many years later? It's 2 and a bit now. But even since then, if someone's just seen one of my videos, it's that one. It's just gonna be the thing.
I'm glad you did upload
it's still, it. It's still probably the one I'm most proud of. Even though it's a personal story. Yeah.
Really dope video, poignant, just a really cool vignette, and I recommend everybody go check that out. It's called, what's the name of it again?
It's Stardust.
Stardust, that's right.
Yeah.
So how did it feel taking home the gold, and was there actually any gold involved in the prizes?
Yes, actually. I got a sort of swag. Yes, I got this lovely mouse mat I've got sitting here, and this lovely mechanical keyboard sitting there, and this microphone and headset that I'm talking about. I've also got a stream card somewhere that I haven't used yet because my rural internet is rubbish. But one of these days, if my internet ever gets a bit better, then I actually have a stream card to use as well. So yeah, there was some decent stuff there. And it's one of these things where I think, oh, this is a lot of swag, And so I was just chatting in one of the Elite Dangerous live streams after that, in the text chat and everything. And it was when they were having a bit of a competition, and my text happened to be in there when they were just randomly picking one, and they picked my name out as a competition winner. And I went, no, don't give me anything. I've already got stuff. You don't want to give me any more stuff. Give it to someone else. It's one of these things, because it was quite nice stuff. They haven't had another one since, though, and I keep wanting them to, because there was a lot of creative stuff came out in that. There was if people want to go searching on YouTube and look for the Control Alt Space thing, you will find so many entries that were in it, and there's a lot of good videos in there. It was a shame that only one had to win, really, because it's an amazing creative community. It really is.
Yeah, definitely. You know what else is a shame? You got a beautiful paint job, man, but it is torn to hell.
Yeah, this literally will be 0%. This is what happens when you fly across the galaxy.
Is this 0 right now?
Yeah. It probably is. I wouldn't know. I haven't docked since Explorer's Anchorage near
How
Sag
far
A,
are we from the closest dock? Do you know?
It would probably be Sag A. Yeah, so 25 Kylie's probably, yeah.
Quite a while, quite a ways away.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey man, what the hell was going on in the Iceman Cometh video? It looked like you were flying through Blade Runner. Did you build that city like with Element 3D? Was that another game?
No,
I gotta know, man.
No, that's another bit of thievery. That was one of the things that's with VR. One of the first things I encountered in VR, actually. It's actually a demo written by one guy. It's a little demo called Air Car.
Really?
For VR, and it's just like a little Blade Runner city that he's got there, and you can fly this floating car around and have a look around. And it's yeah, and I thought the moment I saw it in VR, I thought, no, this is it. This is going in. I'm having this. This is the set. I'm always on the lookout for bits and pieces. And oddly enough, though, there is actually a bit from Blade Runner Memory Lab, another VR thing. That one's in episode 43.
Okay.
That I put in as Mars to simulate Mars.
Yeah, that was really cool. I seen it. I was like, what the hell is this? Because you're like flying through a city, and I didn't notice that it wasn't an Elite Dangerous ship. And so I'm like, yo, man, how the hell did he make this? I want to fly through a Blade Runner city. What is this? Rain was hitting the canopy. I was like, this is crazy.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, if you've got VR, then Air Car is definitely worth looking at, because it's free and it's just the one guy that's done it. He's hoping to turn it into something more one day, I guess.
Okay.
But it is a wonderful tech demo of it can take a bit of a strong stomach, motion sickness wise, but it's a wonderful little visual piece of work, and it's very well optimized, runs very well. As you say, it's got the rain on the windscreen and all that. It's a beautiful little thing.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna check that one out because I was really into that. Is it how big is that map that you're on?
It's not that big. I mean, it's just a few city blocks really, with a couple of outlying bits on little islands. But it's enough to fly around in the air car. And depending on which bit you're looking at, you can make it serve multiple purposes. So yeah, it's a handy little setting. I also used it in one of the Elite Christmas YouTube episodes as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did. I missed it.
I'm a magpie. I steal bits all over the place.
Your Mojo video, man, that was really Mojo Moon. What was going on there with the moon moving all over the place?
It was weird. That was weird. I mean, it's fixed now. It fixed it a long time ago, that bug. But it was a weird one just for a little while. That was the first time I'd seen it in there. It literally was something to do with how the game was tracking the maths of fast orbiting bodies, and it couldn't keep up. And every 30 seconds, the thing just teleported forward on its orbit. Just a little jump, to catch up. It was weird. I can't remember when they fixed it. Fixed it a long time ago, but it was weird. I thought that was the only one. I thought, oh, God, what's going on with this weird place here? But when I sort of put it up, other people said, yeah, I've seen one of them. I've seen one of them too. And it was if things had a very fast orbit, it just jumped.
Okay.
It had to. Yeah, had to make a video. You had to. Someone did.
Yeah, I like the video too, though. I like how you did that. Oh, what was the other one? Oh, it was also the Iceman coming with the video. That was hot. In the next scene, after the second scene, you composited a VR home environment with the leak footage, so it looked like there was an office interior inside of a starport.
Yeah.
How dope was that, man? I was like, wow,
Yeah,
they do this.
Well, I think actually that one. It's Steam VR. You can put custom backgrounds in the sort of Steam VR setting. I don't know how I did. I haven't looked at it for a long time, but that's how it was then. So.
Oh, okay.
And what I did was I actually made a 360-degree map inside the station, panoramic map, and put it on that, projected it on that. So yeah, that is exactly how it appears. That you can wander around out there and have a look around. Trees and look up and go, yeah, inside the space station.
Okay, that's how you did that. I was like, I looked at the parallax and I saw the birds flying around. I was like, this dude, I don't know what kind of black magic this is, but he's good.
Yeah, the birds in the tree and the patio thing. That's all the Steam VR thing. But everything else around it is the station. And when I put it together and it sort of looked relatively seamless, I thought that'll do. I'm loving that.
Yeah, it looked really good. And I recognized the Steam VR home. I was like, this dude.
Yeah, I think actually I uploaded that to the library. So if you look around, it should be in there somewhere. That background.
Okay. Yeah. So 2020, man, give me your wish list. The things you want the most come late 2020.
Well, yeah, there's the thing. I mean, I would love to see some sort of atmospheric landings because, as you've seen in my episodes, I keep putting in planets to land on. But I don't know. I don't know how things are going to go now. I mean, obviously, well, I certainly want space legs. It would save me a lot of work. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think, despite the fact that I enjoy the lip syncing and the expression stuff, because I mean, none of that's mocap. That's all hand done by me because that's just I'm a masochist. But despite
you are a masochist.
Yeah, despite all that, I would like Elite to have some facility for that with the holomies because I love the holomies in Elite. They are so good looking as avatars. It's just a bit sad that all they do is sit there in their chairs and just look around a bit.
Yeah, I agree.
If they actually had sort of facial expressions and movements and things, that would be awesome. All of us, we could do so much with that.
Absolutely.
But for the time being, we make do with what we've got.
That's how it goes.
But yeah, it's certainly that. But yeah, so the space legs thing definitely would be useful. It would. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's why they're taking so long, because it would be a nightmare to model the inside of all these ships. Do you know how big these ships are? I mean, the Beluga is 2/3 the length of the Titanic.
Oh, is that right?
So, yeah. It's actually, I think, is it just like it's 200 and something. 270 meters, and the Titanic was 200 meters. So yeah, and if you wanted to, you'd have to model the inside of that. And it would take Usain Bolt 20 seconds to run from one end of the Beluga to the other. That's how big it is. And you're going to model all of that, all the textures, all of that, and have people walking around. No, I don't think so. There's got to be some way around it, some shorthand bits you can't get to, something like that.
Yeah, that's a huge job.
But yeah, I'd certainly look forward to something like that. I'd also, as I said, I'd like atmospherics. I mean, we've seen hints of atmospherics, like when we were on Darwin's Landing at Beagle Point there. That has some atmospherics. This one doesn't, because this is just a snowball. But with the same engine that they use for the Jurassic game, then yeah, that has weather in it. So it could definitely be a thing. I'd love that, imagine. You could have all your rain on these windows as well.
Yeah, it seems like they've got the tech, but it's just kind of spread around between different games.
It is. Do you know, this planet's actually quite bland compared to what it was. It's the opposite. Yeah. Darwin's Landing was much more detailed and stuff, but this one is It's a lot smoother than it was when I was here shooting the Cold Glider episode. Yeah, it's more credible, I think, with the look of the terrain in the distance there. But it's not as jaggy. Yeah, not as icy jaggy as it was. Yeah. Well, I think it's enough looking around this unit.
One of the things that I want to see in Elite Dangerous is I want to see some crew on your bridge.
Oh, yes.
I want to see somebody
absolutely.
sitting in his seat next to you.
Yeah, I mean that's why I love this ship so much, because there's several shots that I've put together in the last few episodes, where I've got like as many crew as I can squeeze on there. I've got Cass and Turjan, and Turjan's flying, Andra's on the screen at the back, and the potatoes on the ground there. I've got them all there, all on the one bridge, because you can on this ship.
Yeah.
And it's got the seats, it's got the space, it's got the big screen at the back. It's like they designed this one as a film set. That's what it looks like.
It's kind of how I also think about the Python. It reminds me of like a 90s TV sci-fi set.
Yeah, it's got that kind of Buck Rogers feel to it. Yeah,
Buck Rogers, man.
Yeah, the old Jill Gerard one. Yeah.
I was watching. I was binging that on Netflix, and I like it, but man, the fight choreography was so bad, man.
I know.
It made Captain Kirk look like a.
He wasn't exactly the most agile fellow, was he? No offense, Jill, but yeah.
Yeah, made Captain Kirk look like just an expert 4th degree black belt.
Well, being stuffed into a white suit didn't help either. What belly there, mate? Yeah, so there, look at that. There's the galaxy.
Beautiful.
All of it.
Beautiful.
In the distance, because that's where we are. Right out on the edge.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's like the entire galaxy there.
That is crazy.
We're so far away from home.
How, like, are the stars between here and there, like, really sparse, or?
At this point,
do you need a big jump range to make it back over there?
Well, when I came out here on the first one, I was in an Asp Explorer with a range of 33.31.
Okay.
That's yeah. And that was tricky getting across the abyss. That really was, because there's a lot of gaps here and a lot of permit lock sectors as well at this one. So we tended to need jumponium to get over there. But I mean, this one's got a, what is it? I think this one is 53 point something, and it makes a lot of difference. So it's not really that much of a hassle to get back over the abyss with this one.
Okay. You're at, let's see, right now you're at 52 light year jump range. Okay.
Yeah. But there's there are a few stars further out. I mean, there's a couple further out that I wouldn't have been able to get to before. There's a couple of dotted lines, but that's literally it. Beyond that, that's it. You can't go any further unless you start. I can see what there's. I could get another 121 light years further out before the lines disappear. 2 or 3 jumps. But that's that's it. Things are pretty sparse out here. It looks like a very thin spider's web. It's not like that nest of blue when you're back in the bubble.
So if you're working on Turjan's Travels and you're out here, I mean, you got to take the time to jump all the way back to the bubble. Like, what's the strategy here?
Yeah. I'm not going to do any self-destructive things out here. It wouldn't seem right. I mean, the stories to be had on the way back. Most of what was it, from about episodes 12 to 30, I think, was on the way back from Distant Worlds. So yeah, there's episodes to be had out here, definitely. I don't know what they are yet, but there definitely are episodes to be had out here.
So for the record, tell me what Turjan's Travels is.
What he? Oh yeah, for people that are watching, who is this guy? What's that about? Yeah, Turjan's Travels is a whimsical, elite, dangerous, story-based video series on YouTube that some people have likened to Red Dwarf and other people have likened to The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'll take either of those. They're both flattering. Yeah, well, that's what it is. Yeah, it's just a whimsical story series. Nothing crazily dramatic in them. There's not usually any guns in them either. But yeah, it's just a little whimsical, fun story. With crossovers occasionally to other YouTubers, because why not? It's one of the things I enjoyed most about when I was doing the early crossover ones. Because that's the point about it. It's a game platform that several people are making story videos in. Why not use it and join all of those together on a common platform so that you can have people guest starring in other people's shows?
This is true, my friend.
Yeah. So we have fun doing that. So we were sort of all working on a common... Well, I say that, but if you've ever seen Spatula's videos, he's on another planet. You know, he's out there. So any collaborations we have are sort of... is it? Are we in the same universe? I don't know. With him, that's how that one goes.
One of these days, I'm gonna make it into an episode. Put this voice to
work over there. Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's one of the things. I mean, I've got a couple more to finish up with the current arc that I'm doing. But after that, as I say, I don't know what's going to happen when we start heading home.
It's funny because every time you add another character,
why is that taking so long to plot one system? It just took like 15 seconds to plot to one system that's like 27 light years away. What's the matter with you?
Really?
You're a bigger point, mate. Yeah. When you're this far out, it panics a little. Are you sure? What's going on? All right. So yeah, I've been parked at Beagle Point since Distant Worlds finished, but let's go somewhere. That one that's all full of ones. Let's see what's out there.
Drive charging.
I see you dibble dabble a bit in Star Citizen. How do you?
I have.
So far?
Yes. It's interesting. The weirdest thing about that, as far as I can tell, is that there's even less versions of like me and the Scorpius and Machine making Star Citizen videos than there are us making Elite ones.
As far as narratives,
there's only really two. Yeah, there's only two guys that I know of really. There's a French guy that does he does ship reviews and occasionally there's little story ones, and then there's Sonic Temples, who is incredible.
Is that the guy walking around the desert?
That's the one.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He's an amazing guy. He's an amazing guy. I had quite a few chats with him about it. He's more masochistic than me when it comes to the lengths he'll go to get the shots that he wants. It takes him months and months and months to come up with one of these.
Wow.
But yeah, it's there's not that many of us making. Well, say I'm not yet. It's something that I might use because the models and the textures, everything up close in Star Citizen, it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Perspective. Your background's film, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
As well,
yeah.
As I understand it, yeah. So I mean, from that perspective, it's all. You think, oh, look at this on the set. I can do wonderful things with this. So yeah, it's going to be used one way or another sooner or later.
Yes, it seems like it's set up for what you do. I mean, you've got all the tools in place there with the space legs. You got the VoIP where you can speak. You know, your lips move and your eyes move, your head moves, all that. So it might be a little less work for you there.
Yeah, it's still.
It's not quite ready.
Experimental stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It could save a lot of work. But as I don't know. I mean, I've got to quite like doing the lip syncing stuff now, so I think I'll probably just carry on with it.
Well, I was looking at you doing the lip syncing stuff. That looks like, oh my god, because you have to pick out of all the expressions for every time your lips move. I was like, how does he get anything done, man?
Yeah, that's it. When you load a voice file into iClone, it generates a set of visemes that it thinks match the words, but they never do. I use it as a sort of template that I just change as I go. I just go through it and change them all.
Okay.
But it's it tries, but when you watch it, you think, what language does it think this is? I'm speaking Japanese. What? Those words movements don't have anything to do with what the words are actually. So you just have to go through and just change it yourself, one vowel or consonant at a time, and you just work your way through.
I like the expression on the one about the t-shirts are coming, because after the guy's in the background trolling the person speaking, she finishes up what she's saying, then she slowly turns and looks at him and makes that expression.
Yes.
Puts the knuckles up at him.
Yes, that's the classic. Yeah, that's a brother and sister thing, is that you just come rabbit ears behind your sister's head. That's what you do. She's aware of it, but she's being professional in front of the camera and then just turns around and stares at him. Yes, I had fun with that.
Any other upcoming games that have you a little excited that haven't released yet?
I don't know. Oh, actually, yes. What is it? I forget the name. Oh, I'm embarrassing myself now. The original Fallout guys. You know, is it Outer Worlds?
The Bethesda game. Space game.
No, it's Obsidian Studios. I think they still are the original Fallout creators.
Original.
And I think it's called Outer Worlds. That is going to be, and a lot of people said, "Oh, it's a bit too much like Fallout," and I'm thinking, well, that's good, because these guys are the original Fallout creators. So yeah, if it's got the flavour of the original Fallouts, then good, because we want that. Yeah.
Okay,
that is
going to
be a
hell of a game.
About. Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a game.
That one, you don't actually leave the planet. There's no ships and there's no flying, right?
There is, yeah.
Oh, there is?
Ships in that. I don't know if they're flyable in combat ships or whether they're just A to B transport ships, but we'll see what they come up with. But it's definitely going to be worth looking out for, is that one. And there's was it Rebel Outlaw Galaxy? Is that the other one that's just coming out?
Yep, Rebel Galaxy Outlaw.
That's the one. Yeah, that's going to be fun. It's like cowboy in space.
Yeah, that one kind of looks like it fits the vibe of your videos, but it doesn't have multiplayer. But other than that, the tone of it kind of matches yours.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun, a bit of sort of like cartoony fun. Yeah. Was there anything in this system? I don't know. Do you know, I don't tend to use the FSS. Oh, there's quite a lot. Oh, they're right. Oh, too far away. Yeah, I don't tend to use the FSS because it does still give me a headache.
So you got to watch my FSS video, man. Get you straightened out.
No, oh, hell no. I just don't like using it because it gives me a headache. I can't even remember what button I bound it to. No, it's not that one. Oh, I'm not going to look. I don't know. I don't need to explore things out here. I've got elite rank. I'll leave them to someone else to find.
Okay. You a mouse and
anyway,
keyboard guy?
Bizarrely, everything out here near Beagle Point already is discovered.
Yeah, I gotta imagine it is, especially since there's not a ton of stars out this far.
Yeah, you're not going to find anything that hasn't been. Oh, actually, there's a place. I'll see if I can get back to that one. If I remember rightly, how far away is that? Oh, it's a bit of a haul, but I'll just head in that general direction. It's another filming location. Yes, it's another filming location. I assume that is the right one.
You a mouse and keyboard guy?
I've bookmarked a few. No, I've actually got a HOTAS here.
Nice. Which ones?
It's the cheap one. It's a Thrustmaster T-Flight, nice and cheap. Not a bargain basement stuff. Oh yes.
People love that one.
Know, it works. It works. Yeah. This one works now. It had a problem when I first got it. You know, there was some buttons going wonky under the throttle, and I thought, oh god, what's wrong with this? And one of the circuit boards, I opened it up, throttle handle, had a look. One of the circuit boards was actually sheared off at the bottom. Some shoddy engineering. So, yeah, I had an engineering eraser. You get with the Rotrix sets, things like that. And I shoved that in on top of the circuit board to hold it in place. Just sort of stuck it back together. It worked, and it's been like that ever since. And it works fine now. So there you go. just stick an eraser in there, jam it in. That's fine.
Whatever it takes. I'm taking a look at your modules. I was thinking they might be in as bad a shape as your paint, but they're all good to go, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you got an AFMU. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I have. Have I actually bashed anything this run? I don't know. I might have. Yes, I think I might have bashed yeah, it was a binary. That's right. It was practically a contact binary. They still take you off guard sometimes, and I ended up with just a couple of % damage to everything, so I fixed it. But yeah, the first time I came out, first Beagle Point expedition. This is, if you want dedication to the art here. Oh, dedication to the art of the model. I was at the waypoint before Sagittarius A, or Sagittarius, as Spatula calls it, and I crashed into a neutron star while filming, as you do. Knocked 2% off the hull, and I thought, oh no, everyone's going to notice that in the episodes. They're going to see it's going to say 98% hull and not 100. I've got to get that fixed, so I went home. I went back to the bubble from there, which is 20k. Got that fixed, caught back up with the Distant Worlds expedition, a couple of the waypoint beyond Sagittarius A. I thought, yeah, here we go, great. And then I can't remember where it was, but it was 3/4 of the way, I think, to Beagle Point. I was filming. It was probably the Tater Crater episode, somewhere around about there. And I crashed into a planet because I was filming one of those distance shots where you have a contrast with the distance with the ship and the planet and all of that. And I heard, as I was filming it, that dreadful sound of the engine suddenly accelerating, when you get too close to something.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh no, I can't stop in time. And that was it, bang, straight into the... So again, that was 2% off, and I thought, I'm like 45,000. Like, I'm not going to fix that stuff. No one's going to notice anyway. And nobody did. I didn't have to do the first one either, because nobody ever made a comment on, you got 2% less hull than you had in that shot.
Yeah, that's a long way to go just for continuity.
Yeah, it was. This time I haven't got any heat sinks on this. I never bother with heat sinks.
Yeah, me neither.
Exploring. The number of times I've crashed into a star is like once, I think. That's caused damage enough for me to bother using the FMU. Getting a little bit hot once or twice, and that's it. So I've never needed heat sinks on exploration, and I've never bothered packing any.
Yeah, it's not something I used one once when I was new, didn't really know what I was doing, but I didn't find any use for it, so I just never used the heatsink again. And that's with me doing everything, combat, exploration, you name it. You've been doing this, or you've been playing Elite for at least 4 years. That's like the early days, man.
Yeah. I was there at in the beta of it. Yeah, I mean the moment I saw it on Kickstarter, that was it. Because it was Star Citizen and Elite at the same time, and I thought, well, I'm only going to back one of these. And I thought, well, I'm backing Elite because I played the originals.
Okay. I gotta imagine it's probably almost a completely different game back then.
Oh yeah, I mean you can tell it's a spiritual successcer.
I mean, in the early days of Elite Dangerous.
Oh, you mean? Oh, yes, the first. Yeah, yes, it was. It was very much. Do you know that they actually had some elements in it that I wish that they kept, they toned down. Well, when you in the first iteration of it, when you got your ship to like 0% temperature, you shut everything down. The ice that you had on the windows It was like the nightmare ice of you're trying to get into your car in the middle of winter and you're trying to scrape it all off the windows and it's like thick and it's got these beautiful fan patterns of ice, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it was like, and it had this sort of bluish sheen to it. It literally covered 90% of your view and it looked beautiful. But they obviously decided it was a little bit too much and obstructive on the view, but I preferred it. I much preferred that. But other than that, yeah, it was quite raw in places. It has definitely shaped up over the years. People say, "Oh, it's not changed," yeah, but no, it has. There's a lot of improvements. There really are. Yeah.
Look, I gotta imagine the available places to jump to were limited. Like, what did the game have back then?
Well, that's actually why the bubble's called the bubble, because the first thing we had, there was a white line on the galaxy map, and it was 3 or 4 systems, and that was the bubble that we could live in. It was Acellus Prime and Erinin, and I think that was it. And then we got weird after that playing, and then they gave us the capsule, or somebody called it the pill, which was an extended version of the bubble where they just sort of like elongated it out.
Oh, okay.
Like years or so. And we went, whoa, I'm going to the far side of that. Yay, I'm a big explorer. And we tried to get as far as we could in that, because this was before fuel scoops or anything like that.
So you could do some exploring, and I imagine there was some combat.
A little bit.
Were the missions in?
Yeah, there's. Yeah, there were a few basic missions. Yeah, and there was quite a bit of trading, and a few of us did go out exploring as far as the when it went into the Gamma, as far as the Pipe Stem Nebula, I think, and the Coal Sack that way. But the thing about that was that we didn't have discovery scanners.
Really?
Then. So yeah, if you wanted to find the planets in the system, you found them by parallax, by eye. You flew around and you saw which stars were moving, and you went, "That's gonna be a planet," and you flew out to it. You got within a few light seconds, and you went, "Yeah, I was right. That's a planet."
That's the pioneer days right there. You couldn't catch me doing that right now.
It was no. I say the FSS, yeah, it does give me headaches, but it is a wonderful tool, especially compared to the original, the nothing that we had with the parallax. The ADS was always a bit of a placeholder with its infinite range thing. That they always knew it was going to be just a bit of a, but it turned out to be a longer placeholder than they'd intended, because they were working on other bits and pieces along the way.
Okay.
So yeah, we ended up with that for longer than they. But the FSS is it stops you from having to do any of the parallaxing things, so I'm not going to complain about it that much. Just take that blue shimmer off and we'll be fine.
4, 3, 2.
So yeah, you said it gives you a headache. You mean literally? I thought you meant it's just kind of a pain to use.
Yeah, it does. No, literally. That's why I put it in episode 49, where I have Turgid saying, it gives him a headache. And I have his sister saying, "Yes, I know, but thankfully it doesn't give me one." So, yeah.
Did you just do that live, or was that recorded?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've got it set on a voice filter.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
I have all those things set on a voice filter. Yeah, you can't get through talking to me for this length of time without some of these voices coming out. It's inevitable.
I'm looking at that screen in the back, man. That would be perfect to have a couch back there. You can throw some movies up.
It's a wonderful. I know. I mean, that's why I use it. That's Andra's home. That's where she is. It's one of the things that sold me on getting this ship, because it's like any decent sci-fi series in the past. If you've got sort of like computer beings, they've got to have a screen or somewhere to live, and that's perfect back there.
Yeah.
Screen. That's Sandra's house.
That would be my movie night screen. Tell me, name 2 of your top movies.
Let's see. Do you know, I love Dread, actually. I watched Dread 3 or 4 times recently. It was on there.
The Judge Dredd remake.
Yeah, the remake, not the first one.
I like the first one.
I like the art design in it, but the story and the characterization, it's just not the comic book Dredd. But Carl Urban's one is definitely that is the comic book Dredd.
Okay.
So yeah, I do like that one.
So Dredd and what else?
Well, I'm a fan of the classic sci-fis like Silent Running, the Bruce Dern one, 70s.
Never seen that.
Oh, it had its pioneering spaceship work. It was Douglas Trumbull, I think, did those special effects ones in that. And if you see the sort of domes that they have in there, the biodomes in Silent Running, that's the ones that Elite's ones are based on. When you see them on the Federation ships.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to take a look at that.
Purely on the ones from Silent Running, yeah. And then of course things like Dark Star. Dark Star is another old classic because it's humorous. It's another one of the cult classic sci-fis.
Okay. Hey man, why does it smell like a baked potato in your ship? What's going on with that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's your engineer, isn't it?
Yeah, that's him.
What's his
I
name?
don't have a filter. He doesn't have one. He's just called the Spud.
He's the Spud.
He's just a potato.
Okay.
Just a potato. Yeah. He probably does have one. He probably does have one in potato speak, when he's talking to other potato rock things, but I don't know. I just call him Spud.
Okay. Well, now I'm getting hungry. We should go grab something to eat.
Yeah, go eat it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, me and Turjan, we're about to go to the Burger Stop or something. My name is DigThat, and this is...
It's still Turjan Starstone for now, until I put the voice filter on again.
And we're out of here. Make sure to go check out his channel, check out the episodes of Turjan's Travels. We're about to go get some Popeye. No, we're going to get some poplars. So, until then, fly dirty, Commanders.
Some what? Yes, you go.
If you ain't up on it, real recognize real, and these pilots looking familiar. Shout out to Commander Blackout, to Diedrichs, to the Mother, to Buster Boy, and to Anthony Jackson. Big 7-Up salute and thanks to these fine patrons of the DigThat Arts and also members of the DigThat Fam. My name is DigThat and that's my time, 07.